Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, published in 1990. This was an audiobook that I listened to, and it was narrated beautifully by Martin Jarvis. And right off the bat, this book is very funny, it's very lighthearted, and it's just a really fun ride all throughout. Just for a quick example, there's something in this world that happens to CDs. If they remain in a car for more than a fortnight, they become the best of Queen CDs. It's just hilarious. The entire book is filled with little bits like that. One of the main characters is a demon named Crowley. And Crowley is kind of like a combination between Austin Powers and James Bond. Funny and slick kind of guy. Or at least he thinks he is, and that's what makes him funny. Then we have Aziraphale. He's an angel who's been friends with Crowley for about 6,000 years. The entire plot of this book revolves around Aziraphale and Crowley trying to work together in order to stop the 11-year-old Antichrist. However, thanks to a mistake, the Antichrist isn't where he's supposed to be, so the demon and angel have to team up together to find the Antichrist and stop the end of the world. And it's actually a really interesting commentary. Personally, as an atheist, I always thought it was an interesting subject to explore the free will of demons and angels, to see what is there or if there is any. And at the beginning of the book, both Aziraphale and Crowley both think that they have no free will and they can't go against the powers that be, Crowley hell and Aziraphale heaven. But neither Aziraphale or Crowley wants the end of the world to happen. Mainly because they like the world, they like humans. And that's a very interesting take on it, and of course it's explained in a very funny way. But not just that, you also get the perspective of the Antichrist, who is actually growing up as a semi-normal boy in a small town, with normal friends and a semi-normal life. So we actually get to see what the Antichrist is thinking and how it's very much a nature versus nurture kind of story, and it's done very well. I very much enjoyed a lot of the deeper meanings and a lot of the deeper parts to the book. I think it can be explored a little bit. It doesn't go too into detail, so it's not above anyone's head. It's done in a good way. I'll say that. But deeper meanings aside, this book is just a barrel of laughs. You have so many fun and interesting characters. You have this 300-year-old prophecy. Well, not prophecy. There's a lot of prophecies from this one witch from 300 years off who kind of made predictions that are almost worthless. She didn't really understand a lot that was happening, and she kind of just wrote them all down, and her family's been deciphering them for the last 300 years. And it's just really interesting to see that come into play every now and again. You have the four horsemen of the apocalypse, which is death, war, pollution, which is a new one, replaced pestilence, because he got replaced muttering something about penicillin was the line, and the other one, I forget what the other one was, but yeah. Yeah, I forget it. Then there's actually a pretty funny part with the other four horsemen of the apocalypse. That's just, they're four random guys who were in the same diner as the four horsemen of the apocalypse when they met. Well, when they got together for the apocalypse. It's hilarious. Just, they add absolutely nothing to the story. Absolutely nothing. Maybe I overlooked something, but I don't think so. I think they added absolutely nothing. But they were hilarious, and I just love that they were added in. I'm not delirious, I'm people covered in fish, passes out. Oh, it's just hilarious. Then you have Shadwell, who is just nothing but hilarious. I'm saying hilarious a lot, but yeah, he's just a barrel of laughs, and I've already said that, but he's a lot of fun. Shadwell is one of the last witch hunters, and the witch hunters weren't really an impressive organization at this point in time, and it's just a lot of fun when he thinks he can dispel demons with his hand. He treats it like he treats his hand like some sort of nuclear device because of how powerful he believes he is. It's nothing but hilarious. So this is actually a fun bit to talk about. The narration actually, with a lot of stories, the narration is kind of just there to help the story. It doesn't get in the way, but it doesn't really accent it either. Like, it's just serviceable. But in this story, it actually helps tremendously, mainly with the comedy. There's a part where it's from Crowley, the demon's perspective, and I forget what he's talking about, but something good happens, and the narration goes, it was a godsend, it was a blessing, it was very good, or something like that, and it was hilarious because, of course, a blessing and a godsend are two things that a demon does not want, and there's just little bits of that sprinkled throughout, which just make it even better to read. One of the only cons I can really think of for this story is everything kind of wraps up pretty quick. It doesn't seem like there's too much hullabaloo about what's happening or what's going to happen, which isn't really a big deal. I mean, I'm sure this story didn't really sound dramatic, and it's really not. It's kept very light-hearted, and it's just funny. So it's not really a big deal that there wasn't too much happening at the end other than the climax. But yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really have anything bad to say about the book. It was just really funny. It was really entertaining. I really wish Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett could have done something else together. It would have been really great. Oh, but there is a television show of it coming out. Yeah, there's going to be a TV show coming out about it. Good Omens, and Crowley is going to be played by David Tennant. I love David Tennant. And I don't even love him for his role as the Doctor. I thought that was okay, but he's done some really good work in the past, and he's an excellent actor. So I'm just really excited to see what he does with that character. But yeah, I'm gonna give this book a 3 out of 4. So you should go and read it.